Welcome everyone to day 25 of Yoga with Dog's 30-day challenge. My name is Melody. If you haven't met me before, this is Danny the foster dog. And today we are doing a beautiful warrior flow. So we'll get straight into it. Come to the top of your mat. Plant all the weight into your big toes. Spread your little toes. Activate your kneecaps. Tuck your tailbone under and grow long in the spine. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Spread the fingertips, palms facing forward. Close down the eyes and start to focus on the rise and fall of your breath. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, soften and welcome yourself into this space. Inhale and exhale. Start to bring your awareness into the body, into the rise and fall of your breath. Let go of thoughts of the past, the future, what's going on before and after this class. And just start to be here in the present moment, the here and the now. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, soften and release. Inhale, take a big arm circle up overhead all together, fingertips touch. And exhale, back to heart center. Inhale, hands overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale, back to heart center. You can start sending your gaze following your fingertips. Inhale, looking towards your fingertips as they touch overhead. And exhale, bring your gaze towards your fingertips as your hands come to your chest. Inhale, fingertips touch overhead. And exhale, back to heart center. Inhale, find length here, send the shoulder blades down the back. And tuck our tailbone under and hollow out our lower belly. Often the first thing we'll do is tilt our tailbones. It's often because we have short hip flexors. So tilt our tailbone under, hollow out the lower belly, find length in the spine, interlace the fingers on our inhale. And exhale, we're going to turn the palms forward, really round out the spine like we would in our cat position, chin to chest. Inhale, palms high. And exhale, release them back towards the body in our mountain pose. Inhale, interlace the fingers. Exhale, push away, round out the spine. Inhale, rise on up. And exhale, release the hands down beside the body into our mountain pose. Really find length here. Inhale. Exhale, push away. Inhale. And release back besides the body. Inhale, we're going to take our hands up overhead, fingertips touch. And we're going to send our left hand forward, our right hand back, twisting towards the side of the room. Gaze goes towards the side of the room, but our hips are still facing forward. Inhale, bring our hands back up to center. Right hand forward, left hand back, twisting to the other side of the room. Inhale, back to center. Left hand forward, right hand back. Send the shoulder blades down the back, still finding length in the spine, pushing down through all four corners of the feet. Our legs are active. And then back to center. Right hand forward, left hand back. Find that length. And back to center. Beautiful. Send our palms wide. Place them on our hips. Find that length once more. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Fold forward halfway. Bend at the knees, coming halfway. And then exhale, round back up to standing. Find our length on our inhale. And exhale, fold forward a little bit further, 3/4 of the way. And then come on back up to standing. That feels lovely. Find length on our inhale and exhale, fold forward all the way. Bent knees for our first forward fold. Being gentle on our hamstrings, rest our belly on our thighs. Our hands can be on our shins. We might wrap our arms around our elbows and just breathe here for 3 breaths. Find length in the spine, relax the shoulders, the neck, the head, literally lift the weight off our shoulders. And when ready, hands on our shins, inhale, halfway lift. So we really want to push into the tops of our knees. Spine is long, shoulder blades are down the back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise on up into our halfway lift once more. And exhale, fold. Once more, inhale. And exhale, release. Bend our knees, plant our hands, come back into our half plank for our first one. So everyone come down onto the knees and just practice here. We really want to activate the navel towards the spine. So we're not hanging out here, compressing the lower back. We're tucking our tailbone under. Our shoulder blades are down the back, so they're not towards our ears. Our shoulder blades are away. Our elbows are into the side body. And we're lowering down super slowly. Our chest comes to the ground first, and then our hips. Untuck the toes. The tops of the toes are pressing into the ground. Our hands are pressing into the ground underneath our shoulders. Up into our cobra. And exhale, lower back down onto the ground. Make our way into our child's pose. In our own time, relaxing and releasing here. Breathing, relaxing, letting go. And when you're ready, tuck your toes under, press into your hands, send the hips up and away into our downward facing dog. So take our time here, really make sure the weight is in all 5 toes and all 5 fingertips. We're not just dumping the weight into our wrists. Send our chest towards our thighs, our shoulder blades are down the back. And you might start to walk the dog here, lowering one heel and then the other, gently bending the knees, getting a nice calf stretch, a nice stretch on the side of each hips, rocking side to side. And when we're ready, we're going to bend our knees generously, look towards our hands and take little steps up into our forward fold. So it's all a compromise. Come into your forward fold however you can. Bend the knees, roll on up, vertebra by vertebra. Hands wide, up overhead, fingertips touch. And we're going to go straight again. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. You might have the straight legs now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously, plant our hands. You might be in full plank now rather than half plank. You can come into whatever variation feels good for you. Shoulder blades are down the back, navel towards spine, and lower down gently onto the ground. Untuck our toes, press into our hips and hands, come up into our cobra. And exhale, lower. Come into our child's pose in our own time. Relax and release here. Find this moment to reconnect with the breath. Reconnect with the body. Understand what you're feeling, what's going on, any niggles, any sensations. Just allow yourself to be fully in the present, fully accepting. And when you're ready, tuck your toes under. Come up into our downward facing dog. Super nice here. Beautiful. Inhale, send the tailbone towards the sky a little bit further. Send the chest further towards the thighs. Squeeze the biceps in towards the ears. And exhale, you might send the heels towards the ground a little bit more. Now we're going to gently place weight into our left foot. Lift our right foot up. Just play here. And we're going to, you might just be able to lift it off the ground a millimeter, or you might be able to send that heel up into the air. You might even point those toes towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to bring that knee towards our nose, wherever we are, and step that foot to the outside of our right hand. So you're like, okay, what's going on here? We're going to step to the outside of our right hand, so our hands are still on the ground. Bounce on this back foot, and we're going to step our left foot to the outside of our left hand. You're like, okay, what's going on here? Hands are still on the ground or on a block. Interlace the fingers into pistol grip. Find length in the spine and exhale, sweep the hands up, the hips back into a squat. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and lengthen and fold. Relax and release here. You might sway side to side, slight bend in the knees to protect the joints. Find length in the spine, navel is on, and then when we're ready, hips back, hands up, hold. Breathing here, tuck the tailbone under, shoulder blades are down the back, spine is long. Beautiful. And lengthen the legs and fold, release. When we're ready, find length, sweep the hands up, the hips are back, sink a little deeper. Breathing here, so good. Beautiful, and fold. Now we're just going to heel toe our feet into hip distance. Bend our knees generously into our forward fold, and then roll on up, vertebra by vertebra. Hands wide, up overhead, fingertips touch, and back to heart center. Place our thumb on our sternum, feel the little bit of heat we've generated in the body. Find that connection to your breath. And just check your inhales and exhales. Make sure they're long and deep, relaxing and releasing. And if your breath is ever short or constricted, just back off. Come into child's pose. Find your place of fullness of breath. So when we're ready, we're going to place weight into the left foot, just come up onto the right tippy toes. We're going to step our right foot back into our warrior two. So bend our front knee, so we're knee to ankle alignment. We don't want that knee over that ankle. Press into this back foot. Tuck our tailbone under and open up our arms into our warrior. Hold here. Gaze towards our front fingertips and just breathe. Inhale, find length in the spine, activate the legs. And exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale and exhale. And find your center. Sometimes we'll lean super back or super forward. It's like we're getting pulled into the future or the past. Make your center. Sink the hips down. Find your grounding and reach up for the sky, to the crown of the head. When we're ready, we're going to flip that front palm, come into our reverse warrior, palm towards the ceiling. And our back hand just goes down our back thigh. Our gaze are towards our top fingertips and our gaze is soft. Breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. When we're ready, come back to our warrior two. We're going to straighten this front leg, activate this front kneecap, and come into our trikonasana, our triangle pose. So imagine there's a rope around our front wrist, and I'm pulling you forward. Nice straight line, pulling you forward, and then place that hand down on the ground wherever it may go, revolving from the navel center towards the roof. Shoulder blades are down the back, tailbone is tucked, navel is on, neck is long, breathing here. Gaze can be towards the side of the room like I am now, or you can send your gaze towards the top fingertips. Breathing here. Send that top hand to lead you up. So imagine there's a rope on your top wrist, leading you back up into your warrior two. Beautiful. Place our hands on our hips, turn our toes towards the side of the room, so you're on the side of your mat now. Now we're going to have our toes in, our heels out just a little bit. So the edges of our feet are pretty much parallel with the edges of our mat. Inhale, find length. You might want a block or a chair in front of you to help you fold. So just find that place of comfort. Inhale, find length. And exhale, we're going to do a nice wide-legged fold forward here. Now you might have straight legs or you might have bent knees. Just go to wherever feels good for you. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you might place them in front of your face. Inhale, finding length in that spine, and exhale, folding more deeply. Squeeze the kneecaps. Send the tailbone towards the sky, hollow out the lower belly, and just put the weight into our toes. You'll find that it will help you fold more deeply. You might be able to walk your hands back in line with your feet or back towards the other side of the room. And when we're ready, we'll place our hands on our hips, navel towards spine, bend our knees generously, roll on up into standing. Beautiful. We're going to turn our left toes back to the front of the room, our back foot at 45 degrees. So we're coming to warrior one now, heel to heel alignment. So just align your feet, take your time, swivel your hips towards the front of the mat. And when you've got that hip alignment, you can see your big toe, your foundations are strong. Arms up overhead, warrior one. Breathe here. Inhale, find length. Drawing that left hip back and that right hip forward. And sinking down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands towards the hips. Come onto those back toes. And just gently step on up. It might take 5 little steps. Might be 1 big step. Doesn't matter, there is no right or wrong. We'll meet all at the top of our mat together. When we're ready, we're going to big arm circle all together, up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale back to heart center. Now we're just going to release our hands, clasp them at the lower back here, and really send our shoulder blades away. Open up the chest, gaze goes towards the sky. We're just going to take our feet hip distance or a little bit further apart, whatever feels good for your lower back. Find length on your inhale and exhale. We're going to fold forward with our arms behind us. So bend our knees generously, rest our belly on our thigh, and our hands go towards the front of the room. Tuck our chin towards our chest to protect our neck. Make sure it's nice and long. Inhale, find length in the spine. And exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, fold. When you're ready, release the hands super slowly. Place them on your hips. Bend the knees generously. Roll on up. Vertebra by vertebra. Hands wide, up overhead. Fingertips touch. Back to heart center. Breathing here. When we're ready, weight into our right foot. Yep, that's right. Lift our left toes. Play here. I'm going to kick our right foot back into our warrior two on the other side. So heel to arch alignment, bend our right knee. Make sure we can see our big toe and open up our arms, reaching forward and back. Gaze towards our front fingertips. Let our front fingertips be our drishti, our focus point. As we push down through the legs, ground down through the tailbone, and reach up through the crown of the head. When we're ready, we're going to flip that front palm. Come into our reverse warrior. Shoulder blades are down the back. Gaze is up towards those top fingertips, nice and soft. Breathing here, legs are strong. Inhale, find length, and exhale, come back to our warrior two. We're going to lengthen this front leg, activate this kneecap, so really tuck under through our hips so our pelvis isn't sticking out. Tuck under through this underside hip. And then imagine there's a rope on your front wrist leading you forward as far as we can go. And then just place it down. It might be on your shin, it might be on the block, you might be able to reach the ground. Just go to where feels good for you. Reaching up with your left hand. So our spine is long, still creating that straight spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Inhale, find length. And exhale, revolve from the navel center towards the top of the roof. So our gaze is towards the side of the room or the roof. When ready, imagine there's a rope on our top hand leading us back up into our warrior two. Breathing here. Nice and beautiful. And when we're ready, hands on our hips. We're going to turn the toes, and I'll turn around this way so you can see me. Turn our toes inward. Coming into that nice forward fold. So toes in, heels out. Find length in the spine, hands on our hips once more. And exhale, fold forward. So just find your stance wherever is comfortable to you. Your hands might be on your hips. You might keep them in front of your face. You might be able to walk them back a little bit. Play with your stance. You might be able to take the legs a little wider. Just go to where feels good for you. Now you might stay here. If you'd like to come on, left hand in front of the face. And gently peel the right hand up to the sky, opening up the chest towards the side of the room. Shoulder blades are still down the back, spine is still long. And exhale, place that hand back down in front of your face. Find length in the spine. Our navel is still towards our spine, protecting our lower back. And exhale, left hand reaches up. Nice and long. And back to heart center, back to the ground. Folding forward once more. And when we're ready, everyone bend the knees, navel towards spine, hands on hips. Roll on up. Beautiful. Now I want you to turn your right toes back to the front of the room. Our left foot at 45 degrees. Come back into your warrior one. So hands on the hips, guide them around. Breathing here. When you're ready, send the hands up overhead. Nice. Inhale, find a little bit more length. And exhale, soften and release. Bring those hands towards our hips. Come onto the back toes. Into our lunge. And then just step on up. Can be one step, can be 50. Does not matter. Inhale, big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend our knees generously, plant our palms down, one foot back and then the other. Plank, chaturanga, and stay here, relaxing on the mat. Chill out for a moment. Use your arms as the pillow and just breathe. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. Notice the sensations of your body rising, pressing against the earth. And exhale, softening and releasing. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. When we're ready, send our fingertips towards our toes. So our hands are going down the body. Our forehead is on the ground. We're going to come up into our locust pose. So inhale, rise on up. Fingertips towards the toes, hips pressing into the earth, glutes are on. And exhale, lower. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, soften and release. Now you can keep on doing your locust, or if you'd like, kick one heel up and then the other, and just see if you can grab the outer edges of your feet with each hand, squeezing the knees and feet back in towards one another so they're not flopping out to the side. So just play here. See how this feels if you can reach. And if you can, inhale, just push into the feet, into the hands of the feet. Rise the chest up, shoulder blades down the back into our bow pose. And exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let the feet go. Relax the hands down. Nice and soft. Push into our hands, come up into our tabletop. And then make your way into your child's pose. So you might take a nice wide-kneed child's pose. Your knees might be hip distance. Find your comfy spot. Bring the forehead down to the mat and just connect and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I think it's important to note that our warrior isn't always about being tough or being strong. It's about knowing when to rest, finding that space of effortlessness in each posture, that space of ease where we're not clenching all the muscles together, we just relax and let it happen. It allows us to flow. Allows us to move more freely. So just connect with that effortlessness here. Connect with that softness in your body. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, come up into your tabletop position. Walk the knees in. Come into our downward facing dog once more. Woo! Nice and comfy. We're going to lift that right toes off the ground just for a moment. Bring that knee towards our nose. Really round out our spine here and get our foot in between our hands. So you can come down onto that back knee, just in a gentle lunge here, opening up the chest. Come onto the fingertips, we might be onto the blocks. Shoulder blades are down the back. And we want to make sure our ankle and knee are in alignment. We don't want this foot super behind our knee. So take your time, wriggle this foot up. And just gently sink down. You can have these toes up or down, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, just soften and release. Inhale. And exhale. Place the left hand down onto a block or the ground. We're just going to really Take a gentle twist here. Reach the right hand up. Gaze towards the right fingertips. Finding length. And when we're ready, place that right hand down. We're going to wriggle our right foot over towards the left, making our way into our pigeon pose. So get that foot down. It might be super parallel with the front of our mat, or to lessen it, get that heel further towards our groin. We might have a cushion or a block under this right hip. Come up onto the fingertips. Finding our length here, finding that release, and you might be like, whew, this is more than enough. Beautiful, it's so nice. And I often feel like this is sometimes a deeper stretch than folding forward, so just find your comfort zone today. Inhale, find length. And exhale, just gently, if it feels good for your body, walk forward, rest the forehead down and release. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale for the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, just let it all go. When we're ready, walk those hands up, back into our pigeon. Now you can stay here if you want something a little bit extra, a little bit of a challenge for today. Just kick that left heel towards your buttocks. See how you go here. So you might be like, yep, cool. Nope, not happening. Completely fine. If you can, put weight into your right hand and grab that left foot with your left hand. So same hand, same foot. You might be wobbling and balancing, completely fine. So just bring it in as far as you can. Try to rotate the front of the shoulders around to the front of the mat. There we go. And if you can, you might even be able to wriggle the toes into the elbow crease. So just find your space here. Breathing. You'll feel a nice hip flexor and quadricep stretch here. So inhale, find a little length. And exhale, sink a little bit more deeply forward. When you're ready, everyone release that one down. Palms onto the ground, onto those back toes, and push into the ground. Activate that back kneecap. Gently push into the hands and just come back into a tabletop position here, everybody. Take a little cat-cow, nice soft movement. You might shake a little side to side. Now you can stay in your tabletop position and just get your left foot up this way, or you can tuck your toes under, come into your downward facing dog. Breathing wherever we are. And when we're ready, we're all going to try and get that left foot in between our right hands. Put weight into your right knee or foot. Bring the knee towards your nose and step that left foot through. Back knee down if we're in our downward facing dog. Everyone make sure we've got ankle and knee alignment. Up onto our blocks or our fingertips, shoulder blades down the back. Gently breathing here. Finding length and releasing. Ah, so nice. Beautiful. And when we're ready, place weight into that right hand. There we go. Peel that left hand up. Open up to the side of the room. Breathe here. Inhale. Reach, reach, reach. Shoulder blades down the back. And exhale. Place that hand back down. Left foot to right wrist. So wriggle it on over. You'll be able to try, maybe, hopefully get that knee down and just go to where feels good. Heel into groin, less intense. Ankle in line with your mat, so more of a right angle, more intense. So just go to where feels natural. Grab a block, grab a pillow to stabilize that left hip. Find a length here and just nourish. You might stay here. This is so opening, so beautiful. If you'd like to fold forward, you can, resting the forehead down, the palms down, and just breathing. Inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and exhale, soften and release. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When we're ready, walk the hands back. Find length in the spine. Now you might just stay here, or you might kick this heel towards your buttocks. Wait until our left hand. See if we can grab this back foot with our right hand. You might be like, yeah, not happening. Or play. If you just get rid of those thoughts of, oh, I could never do that. Just experiment. Nothing happens overnight. I thought I would never be able to do this, but if you just practice and play and allow your body to move and grow, you'll be amazed at the things you'll be able to do. So inhale, find a little bit more length, and exhale, revolve the shoulders around to the front of the room. When you're ready, release that foot, both hands back on the ground. We're going to tuck these back toes under, activate this back knee, and come back. Everyone come back into their tabletop position. Take a little cat-cow, dropping the belly, opening up the chest, and exhale, rounding out the spine. And we're just going to sweep the feet to the side, come on over to our buttocks. And then we're going to roll onto our backs. Nice and simple, nothing super fancy today. So just roll on down. Relax and release. Our heels are in towards our buttocks. Our feet are hip distance apart. And we're pushing into our big toes, gently tucking our tailbone under. So just find that sensation with the rise and fall of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. When we're ready, we're going to reach our fingertips towards our toes. You might even grab the edges of your mat. We're coming into our bridge pose. So you might grab the edges of the mat, you might have your fingers down beside. And when we're ready, lift the hips up into the sky, chin to chest, and you might even be able to wriggle the shoulder blades underneath the body. Clasp the hands at the lower back and breathe here. Inhale, rise the hips a little higher. Squeeze the knees in together so they're not flopping out to the sides. And exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And release the hands, release the shoulders, roll back down vertebra by vertebra until we feel that lower back pressing against the earth. Bring the knees together and walk the feet out wide. It's super nice for our lower back. Gently releasing here. Softening, letting go. Inhale. And exhale. Walk the feet into hip distance. Bring one knee into the chest and then the other. Give ourselves a big hug. Rock side to side. You might stay here if happy baby is a part of your practice, sending the soles of the feet towards the ceiling, rocking side to side. You might do that. Just go with the flow. Take any final movements that you feel will be good before Savasana. So you might send the feet onto the ground, windscreen wipe the knees side to side, gently massaging out the lower back. You might take the knees in circles. Just take any final movements that you feel you need. And when we're ready, legs long, palms up. Find the connection to the rise and fall of our breath. Inhale and exhale. And our next inhale, bring our awareness to the soles of our feet, our toes, our ankles. Observe the sensations. And exhale, melt any tension into the earth below. Inhale, bring the awareness to the calves, the knees, the kneecaps. Observe. And exhale, melt any tension away. Bring your awareness to your thighs, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, your quadriceps. Observe. And exhale, let go, release, and just melt. Let the muscles fall off the bones and just melt into the earth. Inhale, bring our awareness to our lower back, our hips, our glutes. Observe the sensations. And exhale, let any tension melt away. Bring your awareness to your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your biceps, your forearms, your fingertips. Observe. Inhale. And exhale, gently relax and release any last tension away. Bring your awareness to your neck, your scalp, your forehead. Observe on your inhale. And exhale, soften and release. Bring your awareness to your eyes, your eyebrows, your eye sockets, your cheeks, your jaw. Observe and exhale, let go. Bring your awareness to your tongue, your throat, and back to the rise and fall of your breath. Inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, the collarbones. And exhale, soften and release. When you're ready, send our arms up overhead, wriggle our fingers and toes, roll our wrists and ankles. Take our time and roll over onto a side that suits you, using your arm as a pillow. And come on up super gently, super slowly. Make our way up to seated. Find your comfy space, find your straight spine. And all together, big arm circle up overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale back to heart center. Thanks so much for stepping on the mat with me today, guys. Really appreciate it. Sending you lots of love and gratitude. Namaste.